Hi, everybody. It is September 29th, 2025, and I am glad that you're watching or participating, and good to have you here. I pulled the card today for the icebreaker conversation. If you are looking for questions to ask somebody, here's a question. What was the last book you read? So I guess that means you finished reading it, right? Means that you not necessarily started, but what's the last book that you read? So think about that. If you haven't read one lately, maybe it motivates you to read a little bit more. And the question or the challenge for the week is fill the swear jar. No swearing for 24 hours. Exercise self-control and reserve your energy for positive people and experiences. So that is a good challenge as well. And always fun to look at this book. Be weird you want to see in the world. Be the weird you want to see in the world. And it's a cat jumping up or climbing on the wall. So that's kind of fun to think about. And for the reading for inspiration, today is September 29th, and it's a gorgeous day in Minnesota right now. It is 80 degrees, got up to 85. It was actually hot. I was sweating in the house, but a gorgeous day. So it says, consider or enter. And that's from Mark Nepo's book. If you try to comprehend air before breathing it, you will die. So if you comprehend air before breathing it, you will die. So you can only consider things for so long, and after a while, all the information, all the opinions will begin to weigh you down. And it says, after our deeper eyes have seen the situation, all the well-meaning voices telling us what we should do or should not do will start to feel like strings we can't cut. So he talks about doing just doing it, right? Um, you can overthink, overdo, and getting out of that knowing and into the doing. So that's a nice reading. All right, I want to share the song, and it's called "O River" by Mamuse, and it's Mamuse. If you haven't heard, it's a wonderful folk singing band. But before we do the song, I'd like to do the gargling. And then that ka. All right. So I want to do a different warm up today. It's called it's the alphabet. And I learned it from Brother Timothy, who learned it from his child who went to St. Olaf, and learned it from a professor at St. Olaf College here in Minnesota. So it is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And it's fun to sing, and it feels so amazing to sing it with others in harmony. And let's do it two more times. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, TUVWXYZ. So that is really a fun thing to do, and I haven't taught it here, but I hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't checked out Brother Timothy, he's a wonderful performer here in the Twin Cities, wonderful song circle Saturday mornings. All right, the song that we're going to sing today is O River, and it has four parts, but the fourth part is really tricky. So the first three are easier, and it's hard to do parts virtually because you can't hear each other. But I'll just teach you the three parts and we'll kind of flow through it. So here is the first part. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. I'm gonna bring that higher. Feels a little bit flat. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 way back home. So you kind of get the drift. It's okay. I haven't taught the song before, so second part goes, "Oh river, I hear you calling me. Oh river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh river, I feel you, hear you calling me. Oh river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh river, I feel you, hear you calling me. Oh river, who will I be when I reach the sea? And then the last part, looks like I forgot to copy that. Um, Shoot, I only have the two parts. Well, that's the two parts I'm gonna, I thought I copied more, but either I accidentally didn't copy it or not. So let's go back to the top. So finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Oh, river, I feel you, hear you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh, river, I feel you, hear you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh, river, feel you, hear you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? And one more time. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Finding my way, 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 finding my way back home. Oh, river, I feel you, hear you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? Oh, river, feel you, hear you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea. One last time. Oh, river, I feel you, hear you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea? And that's a few parts of the song, but that's enough for virtual land, right? For the recording. And community singing, you do not have to be perfect singer. I am not. You just have to enjoy and sing with others and want to connect with others and their harmony. So, um, my voice is a little bit raspy today for whatever reason. So, anyways, it sounded good for singing. All right, let's get into movement and then we'll do a meditation and lymphatic massage. All right, so for movement, I'm thinking of doing it just simpler and easier um, movement. It feels good on the body, but it doesn't have to be complicated, right? Um, Let me tilt the screen a little bit better so you can see me. And okay, just making sure my phone is on mute. So I invite you to ground yourself and make a connection with the earth, with the palms, with your feet, with your body, your mind, your spirit. Taking a settling breath, and then you can let that go. Have your fingers point to the earth. Feel honey dripping down your fingers. Allowing yourself to feel lighter, softer, and relaxing all the joints. So nothing's stiff, nothing's hard, right? That's stiff, that's soft. And maybe let's tighten. Let's think about tightening the tummy, the legs, and then relax. I know there's some techniques where people, all they do is tighten up and then they release. I'll eventually show that to you guys. I've been learning it. It's Jing Jing Ying, I believe. And it's a technique that's been used commonly to relax. It's also called the Jacobson method for psychology, where it's tightening and then releasing. Takes a lot of balance if you can hold it that long, but let's try that, holding it and then releasing. Let's do that one more set for 5 set, tightening up, feeling your core muscles, maybe your pelvic floor muscles, and then exhale, letting go. So let's shake that off and begin to wiggle. I do like that bouncing, shaking. I hope everyone had a good weekend and we'll have a wonderful week. And then let's gently sway side to side, tapping the kidney points. Taking a deep breath. Ah, just let that go. Whatever stress or worry that you had today, and just soften. So we're just going to do a partial shake, doing things a little different. Doing things a little bit different helps. You know, they say that people who move an object in the room, so say somebody's in the hospital, just moving a vase from one part of the room to the other adds stimulation to the brain. So also doing movement a little bit different as long as it's safe. Okay, safety is number one. Whatever you do, I want you to be safe. So as long as you're safe and other people around you are safe, then it's okay to do little variations. All right, so let's do a nice movement from a piece brocade. It's having the hands go back, turning the head while it all turns its head, and then coming back to center. Hands come back, tightening up the shoulder blades, looking to the side, coming back to center, letting that release. Going on the balls of your feet if you're able. Relax, soften. And letting it go. Wonderful. Enjoy it. Enjoy the slow motion, engaging the muscles in the back, and then letting that go. And let's do that 2 more times each side. And the other. All right, one more time. And the other. And then coming back to center. Let's do a nice simple open and close. This is a nice first movement. And if you don't shake out your legs a little bit, I know mine feels a little bit stiff and locked in from some of those movements. So the next one is an open and close. Just a nice relaxing breath, nice vertical alignment, hips, shoulders, ears in alignment. Open up and exhale. About the shape of your armpits and coming back to the shape of a head, preferably in your heart. And about your throat, chest height. And my body is kind of feeling stiff right now as we're doing it. My body wants to move. So I'm going to just let my body feel what it wants to move. Maybe it wants to shift the weight as it opens and closes, and shift the weight. But ideally have the movement come from your breath. So this is something I've never done before, and I've not learned this from anybody. It's something I'm improvising in this moment, but I'm just listening to my body. My body was like, I feel stiff the way I'm doing it right now. Let's make it easier. I have noticed over my lifetime that if I feel pain and discomfort, that's what motivates me to do something different. So notice what makes you want to do things different. Sometimes it's, negative reinforcement isn't the best way to motivate people, but sometimes that's what we need, right? Or it's just sometimes it's the way our body's talking to us, telling us, my body's feeling stiff or tight. So this is a fun open and close variation that I created in this moment, February 29th, or February 29th, September 29th. I'm 6 months apart. And this is the 29th episode that I'm recording. So it's kind of fun. And just notice, does that feel good to shift your weight? And now try doing it without moving. And one more time. All right, good job. We can shake that out. I don't know, my fingers, just letting it, let it feel soft and loose. Um, I like this movement called Joyous Breath. It's part of Tai Chi Chuan. I love it. Some people say it's their least favorite move, but actually for me, it's one of my favorites. Um, Maybe it's because I love breathing. I like doing breath work. So with my singing, right? Perhaps that could be why that I like it. I've noticed people who don't like it are not singers. So maybe that has a factor in it. So basically you lift up on the balls of your feet, hands go up chest height, flip the hands around, and then we're gonna push down like 4 times and go down, breathing out through the nose. So we breathe, inhale through the nose. Now exhale 4 times. Open up. Doing that again. And one more, two more. Let's do 5. And one more. So technically they do it 3 times, but today I thought let's just play with doing it 5 times. Again, we're just playing. And I do feel like doing passing clouds. This is a Tai Chi Chuan move. So we step out, and I should mirror you. So I step out to the right, left hand is up, hands goes down and up, and I bring the other foot in front, hand in front. There we go. I might be a little bit more loopy. I had a wonderful weekend. I got to do an event for Wisdom Ways, who is affiliated with Tai Chi, St. Kate's. And then I got to do an event for the Women's Spirituality Conference that's held every year for the last 41 years. Um, it was in Rochester for the last 8 years. Before that, I guess for 30 some years, it was in Mankato. So letting yourself shift that weight, letting the hands move as an expression. As I shift the weight, right, I'm letting that release and then come down, shift the weight, hands go down. This one goes up. If it's kind of confusing, um, you could do one hand at a time. And then when you're done, bring the hand and foot in and come to rest. Taking a breath, softening the body. Let's do one last movement. Let's gather life force energy. Very common movement in Tai Chi for health. Bending the knees a little bit. If you're in a chair, lift your heels and slowly sink down. See if you can feel that movement come up the feet, through your body, core, and out expressed through the hands. Soft and fluid, like you're in the water. And there's no resistance at all. And let's do that 2 more times. And one more. Come to center. We're going to let our hands just feel the ground. Bring them to the core. Right hand first if you're a lady, left hand first for the men. That's closest to your belly, but not touching. Letting that warmth I know in Spring Forest Qigong, they talk about imagining a ball of energy getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's a tiny little pill. And you imagine that you tuck it behind your navel and then you gently have the hands go down and out. Let's do the salute. Right hand is a fist for strength. Left hand flat for friendship. Bend the thumb and mutual respect. So that is the movement portion of the class. I invite you to sit if you are standing, and we'll do a little meditation, and we will also do the chanting and the lymphatic work and the chanting to end with. All right, so get comfortable in your body, in your chair, in your bed, whatever that is. And I invite you to be present with your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Holding it for a few seconds. Really taking advantage of that abdomen, belly use. And one more time. It's also a good time to do that lymphatic work, but we'll do that another time. But I'm just inviting you to settle down and invite yourself to go on a journey. So we'll do a little creative visualization meditation today. So you're on a journey, and the journey is on a path that you haven't taken before. You just went to a brand new nature center or park that you've been wanting to go to, and it's a lovely day. The sun is out, the temperature is just right, and you have plenty of time to be on this hike. You don't have to go anywhere, no deadlines, no one to meet, other than meeting the moment, meeting nature, meeting your body, your spirit, and this combination that all intertwines as one. And as you enter the path, you set an intention to notice and to be present to whatever's happening. You're not listening to your AirPods, you're not looking at your phone. You're on a trail that requires attention as it's uneven. It's not a straight path. It has sometimes steps you have to go up, right? Sometimes you have to go down. And these steps going up can represent the times in your life where things are very bountiful, plentiful. But as the steps progress, they eventually go down. And it's a time of quiet, not as much resources, more scarce. And you just notice going down. how coming down also feels sacred, a time to gather. You're closer to the earth, closer to the roots. And when you go up higher to higher cliffs, maybe there's not as much resources, but it's plentiful with the views and the sunlight, but there's not as much vegetation. But whatever vegetation you see there, it's a beautiful flower. Maybe it's a yellow or white flower, purple. It's just sticking out of a crack. And notice that beautiful flower in the sunlight on a perfect day where there is plenty of breeze, just the right amount, not too much, not too little. And you walk past the flower as you're admiring it, and you're grateful for the flower to be there on the path to show you the hope and joy of being up higher. And then slowly you descend into a lower part of the path where there's times of more stillness, but you're more grounded. You have more time and space for yourself, more time for the earth to absorb the changes that happened in the seasons, and a time to enjoy the shade. You're at a lower level, there's some trees that are providing you shade, enjoying the shelter from the vegetations around you, and noticing the animals that are thriving because of the vegetation. They're in the trees, they're in the bushes, they're in the area. And noticed there's a river, just like the song that we sang, "O River." I feel you, hear you calling me, "O river, who will I be when I reach the sea?" Just as the water changes, it's constantly moving. It picks up some minerals and deposits or debris or a leaf. The water's always going and moving. And perhaps you notice one of those leaves that are in the water floating on the top. It gently comes to the edge and meets you, and you pick up the water, the leaf that was floating in the water, and it comes with some water drip, dew. And just notice how it feels in your hand. Notice how it makes you feel refreshed, grounded. And notice if there's anything else that you notice on the leaf. Is there a bug? Hasn't been eaten? Has it changed color? Is it just a brand new? Notice what you notice. It's okay to visualize what you're visualizing. I try to keep the journey as vague as possible so that you can be creative. Allow yourself to create that joy in that moment. So as you hold that hand, the leaf, you give a blessing, and then you put the leaf back in the river. And you slowly watch that leaf go away. So today in the reflection, we talked about if you try to comprehend air before breathing it, you will die. So taking in the information that's all around you and doing what you need, not doubting it, not questioning it. Of course, it's good to be safe and then listen to your peers, your parents, your, elders, taking their wisdom in so that, you don't pick up a poisonous leaf, right? Or picking a leaf that's simple, maybe it's a maple leaf, you know, um, and then letting it go. Knowing that there's going to be more leaves to come down the river and there's more leaves to go past. And whatever that leaf represents to you, maybe it represents nothing, but maybe what are you trying to comprehend and let go of, right? What are you trying to experience in your life that you're considering? Maybe it's a wish for peace, a wish for hope, a wish for confidence, a wish for a friend, a wish for joy. Sometimes it's hard to find joy. So just noticing where you are. Maybe you're a very joyful person, um, and bless your soul. It's good to be joyful. Maybe it's a time of loss and sending our love and allowing the river to be your source of love and nourishment. And just know how plentiful it is, the water. There's plenty of water, just enough what you need. And imagine that water, as we come slowly to the more closer to the end of the meditation, imagine that water filling up a cup. And in that cup, you just notice what's in it. And it's a beautiful crystalline cup of water. There's no pure impurities. And notice what fills your cup. So maybe it's meditation, maybe it's movement, maybe it's a song, maybe it's all these things. That's why all these things fill my cup. They nourish me. I call it a self-care class because all these things nourish me. Having time for stillness, time for movement, a time of reflection with readings and words. So I invite you to take in what you need in this moment, whatever reflections you're getting more of in your life, and be grateful and slowly come out of the beautiful nature path. And it's an easy entrance back to the car or the parking lot or bus stop, train stop, whatever, boat. Maybe you got off a boat to get in there through the park. You never know. It's good to be creative. And then you slowly coming back into your seat. And we can slowly rub our hands. And let's put our fingers, going straight into the lymphatic. Putting your fingers here, holding it for 6 deep breaths. So nice breath in. And a slow exhale out. Doing that again. A third time. A fourth time. A fifth time. And a sixth time. Letting that go. Going down our face 5 times. On the side. And one more. And from behind, wrapping around. And one more. I think I did more than 5 there. I liked it. Sorry, my hair looked funny. So sweeping 5 times. Other side 5 times. It's very refreshing to do this. If you have a scarf, grab that handy. And we'll do the chest stroke. So that's up and around. Sometimes it's easier to have your arm up, but basically you go to the furthest your arm reaches, going up, leading it to the clavicle. And one more time, going up and over or straight across your chest. And then up the sternum, starting lower chest, same side you were on. Other side. And straight over. And then straight up the sternum. All right, we're gonna get the scarf. We're gonna do between the shoulder blades. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last one. And as we wrap up, I am going to do a little chanting. So if you would like some water to help with your palate, my voice is a little bit more raspy today. Oh, okay, it helps. We're gonna do a little humming, chanting. So maybe we could do a little different type of chanting. Maybe it's a sound. We don't have to do the chest, throat, nose. We can do a little different. Different's always fun. So why don't we just have the hands go across and make the sound ooh, ooh, and then bring the hands oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Mm. We can hum it this time. Hmm. More nasally sound. Mm. 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 And then we could have a hands expanding, feeling that energy expand up and down. I guess it's hard to see. And then a nice om. Inhale, no sound. Om. 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 2 more times. Om. And one more. Oh. So we did ooh and ah and oh, if I remembered it. All right, so that's a shorter chant, something a little bit different, but try to think of things that you can do to feel good about yourself. You know, send yourself around positivity. And I'm grateful that you come, and I'm grateful that you watch these. And I may take a break from these a little bit. I've been doing it and I've been telling more people about it. But I'll keep doing it for a little while. This is the 29th recording. So it's really awesome to have it. And I'm very grateful. And it's fun to do some practice together. All right. Take care of yourself and always, ABC, always be comfortable and careful and considerate. All right. Take care. Bye.